Hello, hello, and welcome to the Global Speedrun Association match between Chaospringle and Orolme. I am your commentator, SPA, and I'll be doing this solo today, but always, it's a pleasure watching Chaos race every time. Last race, he got a 1:00:28, which is not that far off the race world record and a new race best for him. Definitely race world record 1:00:24 by Lil Curbs is on the table for today. And Orolme actually has been a little bit popping off recently too. He actually got a with his friend Parasite, he got 59:47, faster than Chaos has ever run by 59:47 in two-player. Now, two-player, of course, is a little bit faster than one player in certain ways, but it is still a world record and certainly impressive. We'll see if that can translate to one player, which Orolme has had a little bit of trouble in the league. He's had some good races. Like 2 races ago and 3 races ago, like he had, mid 103s, low 103, like any low 103 or better, I would say is a good race for Orolme. But his last race, he had another 105, trying to avoid those things. And yeah, if Orolme does really well, I would say it's impossible for Chaos to get max points from this. But if Orolme just does okay, like if he gets like a 103 mid, it's so crazy to think, but of course, the max points barrier being 3 minutes, Chaos could definitely be the one to snatch another 59 points, which is the maximum amount of points that you can get from this match. And in his bid for first place in the league, that definitely could help out as the runners get started here into Cap Kingdom. And we skip this cutscene right away. Fun fact about that cutscene, by the way, you can actually leave it running for up to 2 to 3 seconds, I believe, and it wouldn't lose you any time at all to skip it late because the game is loading anyway, so the loading screen afterwards will just be shorter if you leave that cutscene open. Surprised no jokester in the league has tried to do that yet. Maybe next race. But as they both get started here. Now, there's nothing like super spectacular about either person's cap. I'm not sure Orolme's cap gold, but I do know Chaos's cap gold. He only actually recently got a 220 a few weeks ago, I guess. But definitely like anything, 221 would be like a good cap time for both of these players. 222 would be like an okay cap time. But yeah, 220 in a race is like definitely very solid. If we'll see how these guys do. A lot of the cap movement kind of the same. You'll see some minor things where Chaos actually recently tried to learn there's a little vector that you can do going into that door where if you land and then like turn to the right as you land as entering that door, it's about like 0.1 seconds faster. These are the little optimizations that really matter in Cap Kingdom, along with frog vectoring, which you're seeing here, which is that surprisingly, if you go side to side, don't take a direct path, you'll actually go faster because you're picking up speed by going side to side. And we are going to left side here. Chaos already picking up a lead just from frog movement alone, those little things in cap. And we are going for those fast topper hits. Looking pretty good from both runners. Chaos maybe with like a 1.5 second lead right now. And we are about to exit Cap Kingdom. Oh, it looks like we might have another commentator joining us today. But anyways, we are exiting Cap Kingdom. We'll see these cap split times. 221 for Chaos and 222 for Orolme. Tie 222 looks like. So definitely on a solid pace. I don't know. Like basically, at this point, there's nothing you can do to confirm, for example, for Chaos. There's nothing you can do to confirm that you're going to get the race world record. Like, oh, this is the race world record pace. But there are tons of things you can do, basically, to make it a lot less likely that you're going to do it. So we're looking out for those things. Speedrunning kind of brutal, because you just got to look for mistakes. But Chaos getting wall jump FMS, that's another thing that glad it's over. And we are going on to Dino Skip. People are PP hopping all over this game. You're going to see Mario doing a lot of PP hops, actually, because Mario moves faster in the air. Also, in the air, you have the ability to vector. That's the main reason. while on the ground you can't do those fancy vectors. So chat's probably going to be pretty happy that we're going to see a lot of PP hops today. And we are getting these fast Madame Brutal hits. Little trick that you can kind of stop the cycle early by holding your cap out, doing a backflip there. But still one more big thing in Cascade, and that's going to be chest clip. A lot of things could go wrong. You could get chest clip, as we've seen pretty recently in some races, and still lose time to not getting it, because if you fall down and then you're futzing around in the out of bounds lake there, then that's never something you want to see. But Mario will be going back to the Odyssey. These moon cutscenes, of course, taking a long time. In Cascade, we haven't really, like, it's definitely not faster to skip Madame Brew just because there are so few moons here available before her. Someone asking what the world record is, and the answer to that is 1 hour flat. So this is kind of hype, this game, actually, because Chaos is one of those people. His PB only 2 seconds off that, 1:00:02. We're going to see this chest clip, see if he can get into the wall. Looks like it is doable, and he gets it pretty good, too. That's a fast version. Orolme, not even trying it, not even attempting it. He knows he's not high enough. Not good move. Better to not attempt it than to get a bonk there.
Hello.
Looks like... Oh, hello? Do we have J-Mill Gaming? How are you doing, J-Mill Gaming?
Doing good.
Glad you
How are we doing?
have joined us today. Well, we've got these two runners just exiting Cascade. Chaos, I would say, has finally started to like get the one thing that brought him to a good lead. Got a 5:09 Cascade exit because he got that chest clip, got everything else okay. Orolme gonna lag about, I don't know, 8 seconds behind, probably mostly due to missing chest clip, a little bit of slower other stuff. And we'll see, actually, fast action guide, a little thing. Almost no one brings this up, but like, I like to look for it. Very hard to see, for me at least, without audio, but let's see if I can... Yeah, that was definitely not fast action guide that Chaos. He missed it. Let's see what Orolme gets it.
I find it actually quite tricky to get.
Yeah, Orolme did get it, though. So that was pretty good. Yeah, something... I gotta go back to the stats for this one, but I see Stravos, he gets it, like... I don't think he's ever missed it in any one of the GSA races. He's, like, first place for Action Guide, because he has, like, this weird setup. So, like, that's what these things... A lot of things in this game that you'd think are, like, kind of random, or, like, oh, like, you can't do it. Like, there is a way to do it consistently. This is just the stuff that we have to live out and stuff. But, both of them going in the pipe room, we're not gonna see any, Actually, I speak too soon. We'll see whether Orolme does it, but I'd be shocked. There we go. Not going to see any late crate ideas today from either runner.
Yeah, Sand Kingdom is it's proven to be a pretty tricky kingdom for a lot of runners. I mean, it's a really hard kingdom.
Oh,
especially
definitely.
with these top runners when they do like a dual Sphinx flip or something. It's definitely really challenging.
Sand, Wooded, Luncheon. I would say those are my top 3 hardest kingdoms of the game. Some people say Bowser's. Bowser's also definitely really hard. Just Bowser's, you have a lot of cutscenes and stuff in between, so it's like not a lot of gameplay compared to some kingdoms, like, you know, even though Sand is only like a 5-minute kingdom, like there's a lot of stuff that you're doing basically.
Yeah, I feel like certain kingdoms like that do vary on the strats that you use for the difficulty level.
Oh, yeah, Orolme not getting the up throw out for Ice Dram. That's actually kind of, most runners, I would say, at Orolme's time, like, time level, would not go for Ice Dram. Most of them go for, like, the other kind of Dram that you can do, which is, like, where you long jump off of the side and not even touching the Ice Pillar. But, Orolme has always, like, kind of stood out saying, like, I'm doing Ice Dram, which is a faster strat, you know, by, like, 0.3 seconds. And he usually gets it, but he's missed it quite a few times.
Yeah, it kind of hurts when you miss it, too. Pretty big time loss in comparison.
Definitely Chaos getting first try Sphinx Clip. That's what you want to see.
Sphinx Clip is definitely... it's a hard trick.
Yeah, but Chaos, actually, I would say Chaos is the most consistent Sphinx Clipper in the entire league. Or in the world, really, because the league is the world. No, but as I say that, he misses his first try. He gets a second try, second clip. That's doable. We're only going for single clip. He usually goes for single clip. Nothing wrong with that.
Single clip's actually faster if done right, isn't it?
Yeah, well, no, single clip is slower by 2 to 3 seconds.
Oh wow.
But obviously, if you miss the clips for more than 2 to 3 seconds, if your missed clips add up to more than that, then and you get single clip first try, as Orolme just did, which he usually gets it first try, by the way. So like, then it would be faster. But I think Chaos still saved time because he only missed one clip. If you only miss one clip, double clip still saves time.
And he was still pretty fast afterwards as well. See, and that's that Jaxie skip right there is actually one of the harder things when you're learning the game. I found it's really weird to time the jump dive.
Definitely, and then it gets even harder once you do which is not even optional at this point. Everyone does it. You spin throw, before you're going up, basically. As Chaos coming up, got the Tactus, and the bird is a little late here. I'm surprised the bird is that late. I guess it was just the Sphinx slip. Maybe he messed up a little after and it just didn't catch it. But bird a little bit late in the cycle, but that's fine. He can just roll right into it.
Ooh, Orolme really early in this bird cycle.
That he is. Orolme getting a nice. But actually, to be fair, with single clip, the bird cycle is a lot earlier.
True.
Because you're out of the loading zone for longer, basically. So,
I mean, really good Sand Kingdoms from both runners.
One of the perks of single clip, and you're right. Orolme looks like he got a single spin throw notes there. So that is pretty impressive. And we're exiting Sand. Chaos. I'm trying to think. Other than one missed Sphinx clip, that wasn't that bad. It was a pretty good Sand.
Yeah, no, Orolme only had that missed tram.
Yeah, missed tram is kind of brutal, but we'll see. And he did single clip. But we will see. This is yeah. So that's a 10-11 high exit. Definitely race world record capable pace still from Chaos. We'll see Orolme getting about
probably 15 seconds or so behind.
15 seconds behind. You are right. 10:26. Good predictive abilities there from J Mill. And we are going into Lake, most likely. Unless they choose Wooded, like Fur has been doing recently, but
Wooded is a nightmare.
And Chaos is definitely going for Lake Clip. Orolme is definitely not going for Lake Clip. So we're going to get to see a live comparison of how much that strat saves.
It's actually a really nutty strat as well. It's really cool when it's pulled off really fast.
Yeah, definitely. And
plus,
there's even a new setup that a relatively new setup for Lake Clip where you can basically, normally you throw your cap at the top and then you re-throw it at the bottom.
Right.
But you can just throw it at the top and then hold it at the top. And if you're very quick with your roll, you could do it in just one cap throw.
Oh,
but of course, yeah. Okay. Chaos getting that. It's third throw, but not that bad. That is totally saving time with that Lake Clip.
Right on the chest, right on the money. Ooh, and a bonk from Orolme there.
Don't want to see that.
Bonks are probably the most triggering thing in this game.
Especially, I didn't see that a water bonk. If that was a bonk underwater, they're even more triggering. They take longer animation than normal bonks.
He bonked on the corner around the...
Oh, okay. I've seen some water bonks, and you don't want to see those.
Another kind of annoying thing there for a runner like Chaos, when they do that, they actually have to switch the Joy-Cons to do down throw unless they actually run with Joy-Cons the entire way.
Definitely.
It'd be a tedious thing to have to do every time you need to do a down throw. Just always keep those Joy-Cons right on your desk.
As Orolme goes on to fight this topper, Rango. And Chaos giving that all together. It's slow. We don't need it. Getting his last moon here. And they might think wow, they're getting the last moon at the same time here. Look at this. They're But actually, Orolme still has a sizable time deficit to make up because of these cutscenes that we're seeing here. Unskippable cutscenes that take
a minute.
Quite a long time.
They take so long.
Entering Wooded.
That's probably the fastest thing about doing Lake Clip, honestly, is not having to watch this cutscene. Because the cutscene takes 50 seconds, I think, if I remember correctly. It's quite long.
Yeah.
It's not as bad in Lake as compared to some other kingdoms when you have another cutscene to skip at the end. After you warp.
Bowser is brutal. Speaking of which, after Mecha,
Yeah, that's the worst cutscene. It's a minute and a half long.
yeah, I didn't really get what Chaos's lake exit was, but well, we might be able to just use the cutscene skip there
It
when
was
he's
like a
talking like this.
1307, I think.
Yeah, 1307. Definitely race world record still on Chaos's mind. He might even get the race world record if you like bad run. You know him, Chaos.
Probably about a 21-second difference here now.
Yeah, they'll have to have a good late game because, like, you know, we've seen some people get just insane late games. We've seen some people get sub 13 late exits in races, but that's early games, that is. But we don't need that, truthfully. We don't need that.
In this game.
Yeah, late game comes in clutch. Absolutely.
If you have a great late game, you can have an amazing time in this game.
Chaos getting that camera manip strat. If you could first-person strat talking to the wooded chop, that one's a pretty tough one to do. Very dependent on positioning.
Wooded, I'd say, is by far the hardest kingdom, though, in my opinion.
Yeah.
No matter what strats you use.
Definitely, and, you know, adding things like Chaos is about to do here, this tree moon replacement for the Piranha-less wooded, doing it this way makes it even harder.
For sure.
So, the time save is only like a second or two, you know? Like, you can get Chaos, I think he says, like, the way he does this, if he gets fast enough pulling on that nut, then it's 2 seconds time save. If he doesn't get it, it's 1 second time save. And that's assuming he does all the movement for it well. So
yeah, looking good here for Nut Clip here. He does get it. It was really close. I think Orolme actually failed it.
Oh, no.
Or unless he's doing a different route here.
No, well, he could be doing True Moon. You know, Commentator can't look away from the race for even 1 second, but I doubt that. Did he miss it and he's going for Tree? No, I don't think so.
I saw him go for the nut.
Oh, wow. He missed the nut clip. Now he's going for Tree. What is this backup, man? This is...
What is this movement?
Well, I guess... Okay, so what he could do here... No, I know what he's doing. He's going to land on this little ledge here and then go all the way up and then do the rail. So he basically replaced... This is a really tough ledge to land on. It's like invisible. Yeah, there we go.
Got it.
And
wow.
So basically, he's replacing the out of bounds moon with the tree moon. And then he's still gonna get the fence moon up here. So basically, he can proceed with old route as normal. This is an advantage of not doing tree route, I guess. This is interesting though. Like, is it faster? I mean, it's probably not faster because he did all that futzing around trying to get like the invisible ledge.
Right.
But yeah, so, but now at least, like,
would have gotten that invisible
he's not,
ledge.
well, the main advantage to this also is, like, you do old wooded route, you're gonna have to do climb, you're gonna have to do all this stuff that's unfamiliar to you. I would say, like, the best backups in a way, and obviously this depends on exactly how much it's losing and how much, whether it's worth it, but, like, a really good backup is one where you can basically do as much of the same movement that you're used to as usual, so, because you're not gonna mess up that movement that you're so used to doing. So I'd say, the way that he did it there, you don't have to do rock clip. The thing is, I think doing rock clip, if you get a first try rock clip, that's definitely faster than going all the way to tree moon
for sure.
And getting the tree moon and then rolling up and then doing the invisible ledge stuff. Like,
rock
but if you can't do rock
clip,
what?
It's kind of hard to do that rock clip for sure.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Chaos get rock clip first try as the backup multiple times in races, but Chaos is like very good at rock clip. So I would say, yeah, if you are not good at rock clip, that could be a viable option. I don't think I've ever seen that specific backup, you know, used before, the tree moon. But it is something that you can do. And, oh, not getting that flower road skip. We're getting it second try, though, for Orolme. That looks good.
Ooh, that was really close.
And Chaos gonna enter the Fuzzies room. About to end his wooded.
Pipes is by far the hardest thing to do optimally in this kingdom. It's so hard when you're starting out.
Chaos is probably building up around a 50-second lead according to chat. Chat helping me out here with these numbers. Really appreciate it. And Chaos gonna be warping right after he gets this next moon to the Odyssey. And then we are on to the Clouded Kingdom. Clouded Kingdom. Fight Bowser.
Really short, simple kingdom.
Yep.
Really not much to it. It's just a Bowser fight.
Well, anyone who thinks there's not much to the Cloud Kingdom, you should watch Fur_'s video about how to do his in-depth tutorial on the Cloud Boost. He's like a 10-minute video or something where he goes all about, the various different ways that you can do Cloud Boost, because there are different strats where most people don't go for like a real Cloud Boost. Fur is one of the only top runners that actually goes for Cloud Boost. But it turns out, I think we might see some people go for it in runs soon, because there is like a more consistent way to do it, basically, that doesn't give you as big of a boost, but still saves time. I don't know, kind of interesting. But yeah, the majority of Cloud, you're totally right, is I don't know if I would call it an auto-scroller kingdom like Ruin, because there are some people, even great runners, like Lil Curbs has lost so many runs, or at least like, hurt so many runs to Cloud Kingdom, actually, including great races. He had great early paces, out of Voided, he's had, 18 1x paces, and then he just misses a Bowser hat, and then it's just like, wow. Instant 7-second time loss, at least. Possibly more if Bowser's jumping all over the place, and then it's like, wow, you're just avoiding everything.
Yeah, I think the only really major hard part here is definitely if you do fast hats. Other than that, it's not too bad. Pretty straightforward if you're just doing beginner stuff.
Yep, we have a 1 minute and 2 second difference between Chaos and Orolme.
It's kind of crazy that Wooded separated them by that much. One kingdom. Who would have thought it had been Wooded?
Well,
hardest
I don't know. We've seen some crazy stuff in Wooded. I believe we have seen people fall into the deep woods. In the last race that I commentated, one of the runners fell into the deep woods. First time I believe that's ever happened in the league. So anything could happen in Wooded. I would say Wooded is like definitely one of those places where you could see big time losses. Orolme, I don't know what he was going for there, but a little bit almost falling between the clouds, but saves himself. Chaos going through Lost Kingdom.
See,
I mean, find himself in that kingdom, a little bit of a weird spin pound. That's not the type of spin pound that you want to see, but he's getting up here with the cap return jump. Doing Lost Kingdom. A lot of kind of leaps to your, above death over here. You don't want to fall at any point. Getting that butterfly. It is true that just 2 deaths and losses is all it could take. God Shueiko up keeping us up to date with these differences here, saying it's 102, 103 difference. Chaos just piling on seconds on this difference just from his movement, I guess. Just from little things. You got a second here, second there, but he lost like 2-3 seconds there, just futzing around trying to hit Klepto. Could be 1 minute difference now. We'll see how Shueiko updates us on that time differential. But we are going through a little bit precise positioning here to get that moon hit without Mario taking damage. Moon box hit. And we're going to do Cage Triple, probably the hardest part of Lost Kingdom. Save it for the end. No Cappy to save ourselves here, and you've got to get out the triple. Got to get precise angle, a little bit of a vector, and he gets it. Then he spin pound. Looks good. Chaos probably not going to go for that up throw strat to get out. That's not usually what he does. But Orolme having a fine loss right now, too. Almost caught by the bird. But we are good. Moving through Lost just fine. Okay, at least we got the moon. Oh, so after Lost, LWCLM is the next letter of the abbreviations used for the kingdoms, and we're about to start our MSSL split. Night Metro, I would say, there are some, like, kind of, I guess, you're jumping really high, you're jumping over big gaps, so if you fall, for example, you could take a death here, and then it's over. But it's never over, but I like to say it's over. But, I would say it's not all too risky, at least outside City Hall. Once you get in City Hall, that's where things start to get, like, okay, now, which cycle are we going for? Are we going for Goryu's cycle? Answer is probably going to be no for both these runners. But even the regular cycle, you could, like, kind of, if your positioning is slightly wrong on the pole, you could jump off and then you're falling and you fall back to the bottom of City Hall, or you even take a death, which we've seen multiple times from runners. A lot of deaths in City Hall in these league races. Yes, getting that Goomba jump, a little bit RNG on that one. Chaos only about 15 seconds behind his PB right now. So, 15 seconds behind his PB, do the math. PB 100.02. Definitely race world record. That's like, if he gets some good last splits. Oh no, that changes. That's what I was just talking about. You don't want to get that death. Oh my god. That actually happened. Commentator's curse, man. In City Hall, going for this jump, you grab the pole wrong, it's all over. It's all over. But it's not all over, of course, because still has a nice lead. But that just took out, deaths like that take over 10 seconds. Gone. Probably closer to 15 to 20 seconds. But he's up, makes it the second time. Can he get the impossible jump? He gets it. Not that impossible. It's impossible if you do it from the chest like Fur does. Orolme getting the Goomba jump also. About to be heading up. Definitely Orolme is thankful that he's given a little bit more time to work with here. I would say, like, if Chaos gets well, I don't know, like, how much did that change things, really? How much did that, like, can he still get race world record with that death? He'd have to have an amazing end game. And even then, I don't know. If he gets to 102x, like, even anything 102x with this, it would be like, whoa, even if it gets to 100, I don't think anyone, has people gotten 100 in races with a death before. Maybe like that little death and lost, but like usually a death precludes you from getting 100. A death in this game, it's like nope, 100 not happening. We'll see Chaos getting the RNG portion of the Wiggler here. Can he get good RNG? Get it very quickly. Chaos, known Chaos, he's definitely gonna get the 2 cycle. But like what? This looks not terrible. He's kind of handling it well. There we go. That's perfect. This is the best possible Wiggler that you can hope for. As Orolme does the predictable part of Wiggler and gonna get another RNG. As Chaos getting this multi-moon, and we're gonna get to see another RNG for Orolme. After the Wiggler moves in, Orolme is gonna move back. We're manipulating him in a few different ways here to take the shortest possible path, but one thing that we can't really manipulate, there's a little camera manip for this, but it doesn't really restrict the set of does not restrict the set of patterns that you can get. Orolme getting a nice Wiggler though. Definitely what you want to see. You want to see a Wiggler that you're not getting any extra shots. You're getting 3 kind of segments with each bullet shot. Chaos getting a little dram here, and we're going on to Scoop Clip. Scoop Clip, something that is a little iffy sometimes. The thing about Scoop Clip is backing it up really hard because you have to do it while moving, You have to do it while moving fast. You get a greater tilt while moving fast, basically. You can't do it stationary. That's something that a lot of new players try to do. They try to just bring the scooter up and tilt the controller, but it doesn't work because you got to do it while moving. And Chaos getting Bench Friends Moon here. As Orolme will be doing his own scooter clip. I would say, definitely from that City Hall mix-up, 2 runners should be a little closer. Yep, Chaos lost about 18 seconds, according to JM Gaming 19. 18 seconds on that death. So 46-second difference from the end of Night Metro for both runners. Orolme going for Scoop Clip. He gets it. That's what you like to see. Now we get the musicians. Off to Pauline. One of the only Pauline sightings in this game. And Orolme getting his friend here. His friend on the bench. Now, this part, I would say, like, after, usually I scan the race to count how many deaths runners have, but I would say Day Metro, like, I don't think anyone's ever died in Day Metro. It's kind of funny. There are definitely a lot of places to lose time, but, like, when you're going through this section, I would say, Yeah, like Orolme just had a little bit of a mix up there. I don't know what was going on, bad camera or something. But yeah, like a death is not really a threat here. There's no real way to die in Bay Metro because if you die, if you fall, you're just there's not like huge gaps that you're traversing over in this kingdom. So because of that, we can look at coin count, and you're not going to be losing any coins. Of course, Chaos already have 123. That's going to be just fine for going snow first. And Orolme 133, so yep, both runners definitely cleared for snow first. As you get up to Tippy here, see all you SM64 runners, Super Mario Odyssey has its own version of Tippy here, where you're going up to the tippy top of this tower on Nitro Veda's splits. It is called Tippy. But we got the moon. You can do a spin pound off of here if you get positioning just right, and Chaos does get the positioning. That spin pound quite risky because you have to move in a full circle basically and not fall off that tiny little speck of ground atop Tippy. And if you do fall off, then of course you've got to climb all the way back up, or I guess you could jump and dive. It's a little bit awkward then. But Orolme, I don't think he goes for that spin pound, but he does get the trash moon. We'll see what he goes for. Flying through the people's room here, a little hack for this room is that if you roll on the right side, you're never going to get caught. But if you roll on the left side, you'll get caught a ton, even if you're rolling. So, Chaos getting the second moon here. And we'll be warping right out of Metro. We're going to see this Metro exit. Now, like, I believe, we've had Metro exits 29, 48. We've had a lot of, like, sub 30. We've had sub 29, 52. Those are, like, the type of things that you want to see if you're going for race world record. If you're getting, like a 30-10 or whatever this is going to be, maybe even more, 30-15, ouch. And that's all because, of the death, of course, that Chaos had in City Hall. Yeah, 30-12. So that is definitely, it's a great exit. There's nothing wrong with that exit. It's great. Tons of people get that exit also without any deaths, because of their movement is just not as good as Chaos. But, like, the fact that you could still get the 30-12 with all that, it's quite impressive. Tippy, Cheese S, because Tippy actually is kind of bad in this game because you could fall down and, we've seen some, and sometimes, like, the backup climb is not as good, but Chaos in snow right now. We're talking to Captain Toad. Getting a nice moon there from Captain Toad. Thank you, Captain Toad. But now we are going. This movement actually is, like, pretty tough to optimize because normally you can avoid rolling through water and stuff. But, like, the environment is trying to slow you down here, which is why I love Snow Kingdom, because that makes so much sense. Like, for a snowy environment that it's trying to slow you down, but it actually is outside. When you're inside, you're speeding along, but outside you've got to, like, fight the environment basically, and jump on the perfect spots and wade through the water to go as fast as possible. We're going to be seeing a chest clip attempt, Snow Moon clip rather, attempt from Chaos coming up. And Orolme does go for Snow Moon clip too, actually. So we will see him try it as well. Looks good. I would say this looks good for Chaos, and he does get it. Nice dive right in there. As Orolme entering Shiveria. This is also a pretty dangerous room. I've seen, at least Equan, I've seen him, shoutouts to Equan, taking the death in this room. There's another room. It's like Lost Kingdom all over again, this room, because you can touch that gooey lost lava, and you're done. You only restart at the beginning, but it's also a different cycle. Everything's different. 53-second difference between these runners, by the way, coming out of Metro. Chaos playing like a pro. As we go, honestly, like, I'm excited to see what happens here because, I don't know, like, we've never basically had, like, an amazing time. I mean, we have had amazing times with death, of course, because amazing is subjective. We're only missing that Snow Moon clip right there. But, Yep, we are, it'll be cool to see whether Chaos can get a 100 with that death. That would be incredible if he gets a 100. Or better, honestly. Nothing's off the table yet, I would say. We're still early in the race. A lot of movement to optimize coming up. Chaos. Not getting hacked. Orolme, oof, getting blown away by Below Joey there. Don't want to see that blowing away. But he does get the optimal kind of he's not prepared. He I don't know, he might not have been going for the optimal spiny or something, but he like turned around there. I don't know what's going on, but yep, definitely the unoptimal spiny there because he was losing time. But miss. Not getting that spiny, but we are moving through the rest of Snow. Now KS going for the Shop Moon, and then we're going to Snowdram. Snowdram right after the Shop Moon. Kind of Monka, but for these runners, I don't know. Chaos actually has been pretty consistent at Snowdram. He's not never missed it, but he rarely misses it. He goes for those little vectors. Orolme, on the other hand, has missed Snowdram quite a lot of times in league races. We're hoping for a first try for him, but we'll see how that works out. And plus, what you see now is that like a lot of runners are much better now at kind of like seeing if you get a good vault and stuff. Obviously, if you don't get the vault, you got to reset up. But even like if you get a bad vault, you know, sometimes some people will go back and reset it up anyways. So that is often like a bigger time loss, you know, a bigger threat than missing Snowdram, because now like once you get the vault, people know how to get Snowdram, but getting the vault is hard. Other stuff is hard too, but Chaos getting that Snowdram first try. And Orolme will be going to the shop and doing his own dram. About 1 minute difference between the runners. 34:58 I saw for Chaos's Snow exit. So we'll see whether Orolme can get exit Snow in just 1 minute. By the way, Chaos having that Snow World record, one of the only people beating Suisaiga's time actually in Snow. One of the only IL world record that Chaos has is that Snow IL world record. So definitely taking advantage of that. And Snow is kind of like a big RNG kingdom, so it's kind of surprising. Like grinding for ILs of Snow is kind of brutal because you need basically good RNG. You can't get a Snow IL world record with bad RNG, and RNG meaning like Goomba movements need to be like where you can jump on them right away, and the Spinies need to be so you can get the optimal Spiny. Those are the two big parts. Beginning of Seaside, kind of risky. And once you get in the middle, you can't really get huge time losses. You can get like a second time loss from fish bonking and stuff. I guess you can get a huge time loss if you mess up fish clip, which we've seen. I believe Fur has clipped in bounds for a fish clip during a GSA race. It's funny because Fur, the man who made the fish clip tutorial, was the one to clip in bounds. But should be okay for both of these runners. Again, about a little more than a minute difference after Snow, leaving Snow. Chaos getting the chest moon here. And Orolme going up. We are getting Seaside first moons. And Chaos moving through like a pro with the fish. Fish movement very weird in this game. You don't want to get any fish bonks. There's a weird glitch that could happen that just happened to Chaos on a good pace here, where the camera could turn around basically when you're getting this moon just randomly. Happens like 1 out of 100 times. Maybe it's happened in a race, but luckily we're not getting that. No weird cameras here today. Nice story cycle. You can actually manipulate Dory by very early in the kingdom by like pointing your camera at Dory, and then you get a better positioning for this. Of course, that had to change a little bit, but we are getting it. Orolme going for the fish himself, not getting the triple jump there, so losing some time there because normally you get a triple jump and fly and go in, but Chaos getting fish clip. We're in. Can you get the moon without going inbounds? We don't want to go inbounds for this. Into the Sphinx room. Pog. We did it. Seaside completed. Still got a globe, actually. You never know what's going to happen in this game. Every time, you know, sometimes getting the globe is tough. Although here, The flag is literally on the Odyssey. Like, how can you miss the globe? But honestly, I bet someone has done it. I bet someone has missed the globe. Probably me. I probably did it in my casual, so can never you can never take things for granted in this game, basically. We're gonna exit Seaside. We'll see the Seaside exit 38-21. Okay, well, let's think about the Seaside exit for a moment. I don't know, like you see people getting sub 38s, and that's like a great pace. That's like, wow, sub 38 race world record. You can get it. 38-21. I would say 100 definitely capable. From this point onwards, it all depends on a good luncheon, though. It would be amazing to see a 100. We will see that. Orolme not clipping in, getting fish clip just fine. Starting with Salt Triple. Salt Triple, not something that these top runners fail, but it is pretty difficult. Getting the moon. We are gonna roll right over, get a little moon in the corridor here by the pillar. Can't even see it. Game's trying to hide this moon from you, but we're speedrunners. We know where it is. Gotta grab that moon at the top. You grab it at the bottom, it's not gonna work. But and getting a little roll cancel. That roll cancel actually quite risky. That's like the one strat where I always used to be like, wow, top runner shouldn't even do that. It only saves a little bit of time compared to a long jump, and you can lose like 7 seconds there if you roll cancel and don't trigger the boss fight. But yeah, I mean at this point, like, I don't know, even if it only saves like 0.3 seconds, 0.2, that's like 0.3 seconds. It's like you got to do it, man. Like going for 100, going for 59, can't miss that. We are fighting Spirit here. Missed him in Wooded, but he is catching up to us here in Luncheon. I wish we fought Rango. Then it'd be like we fight every Brutal in the game. But we kind of do fight Rango, I guess, on if you don't do late clip and on Mecha Brutal, we pound his bubble. Little quick sub area here from Chaos, just popping in and out. We pop into the sub area, we take our moon, and then we are popping out, popping off. Pringle pop off. We are up and about here, gliding through the stage. Luncheon, of course, a lot of things that can go wrong. We're actually going to see something that I'm interested to see whether Chaos goes for. Is recently he's been implementing this like kind of instant roll cancel strat atop the pillar, which is used in Manipulus basically. Normally camera nips are fast in speedrunning. You do a camera nip to go faster, but in this case you actually do want to go slower, so avoiding the camera nip makes you go faster, because you can get this. If you do a camera nip, you can get the cycle like every time, because you control when the cycle starts. But the Podoboo cycle right above. But basically Chaos is going for a Manipulus, and he's going to be going for this kind of, he might be going, we'll see, whether he goes for this roll cancel strat atop the pillar. Right after getting this moon. It is very difficult, and you want to, yeah, so basically you want to land on the island without doing a dive. He did do a dive there, so it wasn't like the optimal version of that strat, but not losing that much time, still getting the Podoboo just fine. Yeah, when you see that strat done right, it's like kind of really crazy to see, because like you're landing and then you're just like walking really fast like Mario does after running. Forks. Very difficult room here, very dependent on motion controls. You don't want to be hecked by motions. And then now, actually, again, in the pursuit of those 0.1 second time saves, if you dive towards the object that you're capturing, you're saving a little bit of time, because oh, no, 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 no! Can he save himself? Can he save himself? Oh, this is going to be hard to save. Perfect. Wow. What an amazing save. I don't think I've ever seen that save. Because most of the time, people... That was, like, really smart of Chaos, because basically... He was like, instead of saving myself and trying to land on the bottom platform, which A is slow, because I land on the bottom platform, and B, it's kind of risky because you have to change Mario's position a lot. He's like, why don't I grab a fork with my cat? I've never seen that before. That is an incredible save. As we're getting on to turn a clip right after, no time for breaks in this game. No time for breaks, and we're losing speed on the turnip, unfortunately. This is an unfamiliar setup for Chaos. He's taking his time with it. Chaos, look, the turnip looks way to the right there. I don't know if that's going to work, man. Turnip is way to the right. Yep. There we go. Better position, but he's losing a lot of time on that turnip clip. Not as bad as it would have been if he had taken a death, but that turnip clip definitely losing him like 10 seconds. Because when you don't get speed in this game, it's brutal. So definitely I would say Orolme probably making up some ground here. We'll see how good Orolme's turnip clip is. But Chaos finishing up luncheon. We got one more moon here that is actually kind of difficult. Another kind of like Tippy, we got a small spin pound slot where if you miss the spin pound, if you're not kind of rotating your control stick perfectly, then you're falling into the pink goo. You can save yourself, but oftentimes you don't save yourself and you take a death there. But we're getting it just fine. And getting the last multi-moon. This multi-moon very easy, very quick. Shake the meat. Boom. Skip cutscene. Luncheon Kingdom, goodbye. Goodbye, Luncheon. We got you. Orolme, though, actually still bidding his adieu to to Luncheon. He's still got that little bit of a spin pound to go. Also, I've seen some runners, sometimes you can't get up here with that triple jump. You bonk up there. You kind of have to play with the tomatoes to get back up. It's a big mess, but we're not doing that today because we are out of here. Oh no, okay, not the worst thing that could happen. He didn't miss that little speck of land, but he lands just fine and gets back up to the meat. Only a minor time loss from Orolme there. And Chaos. On to Bowser's Kingdom. So, let's see here. Well, I say on to Bowser's, of course. That's what the game leads you to believe. But, we might as well be on to Bowser's, because that's the next portion of note. But, of course, we got a little bit shocked here by, shocked, no pun intended, by the Lord of Lightning, which is the official name of this dragon. The Ruin Dragon fight, about 3 minutes and 16 seconds. That it's hard to lose a lot of time on. You can lose time. Something that, you know, one place, I've seen people die here, of course, but one place that to lose time that I've never seen, never even in attempts or whatever, I guess because it's so easy, but like I did this on my first time playing this game, is that you can not get all of the stakes basically, and then the dragon has to do an extra cycle. That'd be brutal. Not as bad as death, of course, but yeah, not that we hope for anything bad. Something just to note here is that Chaos has a high likelihood. Chaos, I believe, is either in 3rd or 2nd right now in the league standings. That's where he looks to be. He's definitely going to be in the top 3 in the league. Had some bad races early on, but actually has been like doing very well after his first 2 races. He's been kind of popping off and getting some good race times. His last race, as I said, a 1:00:28. Not going to get a 1:00:28 today. With that death and with the forks and with turnip clip, but still we'll see how he does after this. And once we get the ruin split, I know very well like what Chaos's best paces are after that, so we will see how that compares. But Chaos, anyways, having a high likelihood to attend. I think he said he'll attend even if he does not make the top 4. He might be there at Pace in Laurel, Maryland. I will be attending there too, by the way, if you'd like to meet Espa. I know definitely, everyone will be lining up to meet Espa, most popular person at Pace. But, we will be there. It's going to be coming up, actually, in late April. Exclamation mark Pace, thank you for saying that in the chat, anticipating. But, tickets are still available. The Espa. So I hope to see you all there. Feel free to say hello to me. But Chaos exiting Ruined. Now, once he gets his exit here, basically, I always used to say, like, wow, 13 minutes, like I used to say like 1320 is about like the average. Back when like the old tournaments were going on, 1320 is like for a good runner. It's like yeah, that'll be like an expected kind of Bowser Moon time, the last few seconds after Ruined. But now it's like then it was like well maybe like 1310, maybe 1300. At this point, 4811 by the way on that Ruined fade out. So 4811 on that Ruined fade out. At this point, Chaos actually has a tied world record for the best Bowser's Moon combined time ever. He has a 1250 on the dot. So definitely very fast. And like it's not even like he can't get a 1250. Like 1249 definitely possible. You have to have everything really perfect and like a good pillars and everything for that to come together. But 1249 definitely possible, but 1250 is about. So if you had a 4811 and then you add 1250 to that, you're still gonna get a 101. Damn. Yeah. So I guess 101, a low 101 is the best that Chaos can hope for after those mistakes that he made. But I don't know, maybe someone in chat can correct my math, but it's like a 101, right? But anyways, Orolme, not far behind. I mean, I don't think so at this point because Chaos is getting the 101. We'll see whether Orolme and see if I'm not getting 1 point. I think he can. Orolme can definitely pick up some points here. Of course, that all depends. You know, if Orolme falls off mech and Chaos doesn't fall off mech, if Orolme takes the death, then everything changes. If Chaos takes death, everything changes, truthfully. But we're going to charge dive back. A little bit of a hard strat. Chaos is very good at dive back, but you never know if you're going to miss it. He does get it. And we're going along here, picking up these last shards. No down throws from these runners today. And we are gonna poke this last box here. The only mandatory coin in the game, by the way, some nice trivia. Only mandatory coin in the game coming from that box if you're on 1.0. So, that's why on 1.0 you can do a 1 coin run where you finish the whole game only getting 1 coin, the coin in that box. But you cannot do a 0 coin run unless you're on 1.2, because then you can do a 0 coin run. Very strange how they decide to patch this game so that on 1.2, if you break that box in a certain way, it doesn't give you a coin. What was Nintendo thinking, you know? We're going for Bowser Dram, though, right about now. And then after Bowser Dram, one of my favorite parts of the game. I know you guys are thinking about it. Of course, you know, the big battle, hardest, most hype part of the game. Insta-dive. No, I'm just kidding. But, like, Insta-dive, yeah. Okay, Insta-dive is actually pretty high because you can miss it like that. But, what I meant is the two Brutals right here. We are gonna fight, of course. It's a celebration, guys. GSAT, 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 GSAT. Micro dab, micro dab, micro dab. Samurai one-man topper, samurai one-man topper, samurai one-man topper. Great emotes here, by the way. But we are doing topper first. Chaospringle, of course, the only runner in the league that consistently goes for topper first. It's a big party, guys. Yep, we chat rocking out right now. Now we got Harriet, frowny face, GSAH. But, Orolme, we're gonna see what he does. Might decide to surprise us. Again, Orolme not getting that insta-dive. But, we'll see if Orolme surprises us today. Hopefully. Well, what I do... No, doesn't... Wrong direction, alright. Nope, no. Well, it's okay. Hey, you know, he's got a 5947. You can't knock the 5947. And, well, I like to say, in the end, it's okay, because Orolme did topper first in Cap Kingdom. He's trying to pretend, he's trying to, like, erase that from his past. But I saw him, I was here in the beginning of the race. I saw him face topper first. So, it's fine. We're going for Harriet. By the way, I see Orolme, actually, in his last race, I saw him go for first-person Harriet. Yeah, he's going for it again. But he did kind of miss it. Yeah, he's much better at it now. But, he did miss our Harriet bomb the last time I saw this. But he is just fine. First person Harriet, I think that's a new strat for Orolme for him to add. Now we're on to Topper. Top him off with Topper. Chaos going up here. doing the crates moon slightly faster, and we've got it down pat. A little bit of a weird jump here. No camera to help us for that jump. Camera's not doing us any favors, but with the Pokio, we're gonna climb our way up the top. Shaking the controller here. I just learned, by the way, that actually you can rotate your control stick while you're doing this, and Pokio will still do that kind of spin jump. But I guess it must be slower. In general, I guess that's the thing with motion controls is, like, you know, we knock them, but, like, in theory, you can execute a motion control faster than a button press. I don't know. Highly controversial statements from the commentators right now. But it depends on the type of motion control. Like, if it's like an aiming thing where you could turn your controller slightly to the left, motion control is sometimes fast, you know? But, Chaos getting up the mech just fine. We're going to see one target acquired eventually, assuming we're not falling off here. Got to be very careful of that. Don't want to get flung off. Don't want to fall off. Kind of crouching right by Harriet. We're only taking damage capturing that Pokio, but not going to be a big deal. In fact, I think that taking damage there doesn't really lose time to the refill, because after Mecha Budo you'll get a multi-moon, and multi-moons do not lose time, basically. And I'll get the checkpoint, of course. Yeah, which refills your health anyways. But, nice target acquired from Chaos. Good mech. We'll see whether Orolme can maintain his position, basically, still get some solid points out of this, or whether it'll be no points for Orolme. That kind of depends on this mech. He's, oh no, failing to get up a little bit. At least he didn't fall all the way to the ground, didn't have to reset up. That's fine, that's a time loss that we'll take. And we are going up. Orolme doing target acquired as well. Gonna get Harriet third. Notice how, by the way, during mech, if you do Harriet third, you get Topper before Harriet bubble on mech. Just pointing that out, Topper being the second bubble that you get. Just a little fact there. Just some facts for the Harriet first lovers out there. Maybe try doing Harriet first on mech. It's a very slow strat. But anyways, we are going to Bowser's, out of Bowser's rather long cutscene. They're both in the same cutscene because this cutscene is quite long. I'll get the exact difference actually based on their Bowser's exit, and then we'll also know what kind of moon Chaos will need. But at this point, yeah, his chances of 100 slipping away for Chaos. He would need moon better than the world record to do that, but 55 can definitely get like a low 101. Definitely very possible for Chaos. 55 exit for Chaos. Of course, that moon world record being a 510. And these runners, you know, it used to be, so that moon world record was set by Miles Pro. It's kind of like an IL game, but also like, you know, he really shines in some of his ILs and BTT segments and pillars and stuff like that. But I would say that, like, and when that happened, it was like, wow, we'll never get close to that. It had side flip, moon skip, it had, like, you know, crazy pillars, all that. But now, like, today's runners are getting very close. Like, Chaos is definitely, he said he's capable of a 509 if he gets better, if he learns better pillars. I think he's capable of a 510, maybe even with his current pillars. But it just, everything's got to go right. And as we are going, did the vector, getting both flowers here, and we're going on to moonskip. And of course, Commentator missing Orolme's fade out there, but we'll see the Enter Chapel split. I don't know. It definitely Orolme is within 3 minutes right now. So looking to pick up some points, which is solid. Chaos hoping to get that low 101 time. Yeah, definitely a race between two players and one player would have been hype, like when Orolme had the 59-59. But now that Orolme has like a 59 4x, I don't know, I'd say that he's kind of like proven himself to, he's a cut above the one player runners for, it would be like a handicapped race basically, you know? But hey, we're still moving here, and Orolme showing that he's not too bad at one player either, actually. Making the league, you know, for starters. He has a 101 now, by the way. Don't know if it's updated on speedrun.com, but he did kind of recently finally get his 101.48. Chaos picking up a Bowser hat. Gonna be beating Bowser into oblivion. Hitting that spiky fence on the side there. Bowser with the spinning fire attack, the flamethrower attack. Very risky, by the way. You never want to... Flamethrower attack, hardest part of the run. You never want to see him unleash his RNG flamethrower attack. Of course, the flamethrower attack is just a floor scan. You could just do a mini hop. You can, in fact, another fun fact about this game, you can roll, if you time your roll boost right, you can actually roll over the flamethrower attack from Bowser. So, of course, that's a little riskier because it depends on a motion control input, but that is something you can do. 58 seconds difference for the two runners at the end of Bowser's, which means that Orolme actually might be able to go for like a mid 102, I would say, which would be an amazing race for him. Mid 102 would be like, wow, like might be his, I believe it would be his best race ever. I think his best race, I don't know, I don't believe he's ever got 102. Might have to fact check that in a little bit, but I know like a 103 would be a good race for him. 102 would be an amazing. If he gets a 102 of any sort, that'd be like really big step in the right direction for Orolme. We are going on to 2D skip. Hog, we got it. Going up. About to get pillars. Pillars, of course, a section which is very difficult in this game. Chaos has made a tutorial on pillars, by the way. If you look at Chaos's escape tutorial on YouTube, highly recommend. So he kind of is very good. Not the best at pillars. That title definitely belongs to Nitro Vita. He has like a crazy pillar strat, which he is pretty consistent at. The best pillar split is around 50 seconds. So definitely still on pace for like 101 1x if he nails this pillars. So we are going to see that. Definitely Orolme has played really well. We have a prediction in the chat. Chaos, I don't know if that's a prediction actually or cheating by watching his stream, which he is streaming this from. So I'm going to hold my breath on saying that one. But we are Chaos coming in with the pillars. Yeah, Chaos, Orolme only 25 seconds behind his PB. Really great race from Orolme, but Chaos coming in. Gonna get that 101.10, looks like. Yep, 101.10. Very nice. You know, with a death. Like, I didn't, like, what I was saying is, like, a 100 seems, like, impossible after the death. I think he could have gotten it. Definitely, I mean, with this, if he didn't mess up the two things in Luncheon, he definitely would have gotten a 100 with a death, which would have been crazy. But now, you consider also messing up Turner Clip, also falling in forks. You know, this kind of shows that, like, even if the worst possible things happen to you, you can save it. You can get a low 101. That's all you need. And Orolme closing up a nice race. Ooh, kind of missing the fast pillar to start there. Don't want to see that. But he does get it eventually. Yep, you could hear that kind of rumble there, which shows that he got the pillar. And Orolme finishing up. Going to be getting this last pillar here, and we'll see how many points he can get. But definitely he's going to be getting more than, which is pretty good. That last fireball looked kind of risky, almost invisible, but didn't get it. And we are finishing up. GG's, both runners. As Orolme, this is incredible, man. 102.24. That's a great, like, I wasn't even talking about it that much, but like that's a great race for Orolme. 102.24. He's popping, man. Pringle pop-offs for Orolme because that was a good race for him. But when you're running against, you know, among the best in the world, Chaospringle, getting 101.10, I see that he just joined the call. Chaos, how you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing okay, I guess.
Doing okay. That's good. What do you think about that race? I don't know, like, First of all, what did you think about it? Like, what was going through your mind? I would say with when I think of that race, I think of like two main things. There was the stuff in luncheon that happened, and then there was, of course, that death in City Hall. What were you thinking during those times?
I mean, I was talking to people in the boys and stuff, and I don't know what happened in Night Metro, to be honest. I was trying to like, I've been doing MSSL all day and practicing like Night Metro, trying to go faster. So I was like trying a strat where you like maximize the height of your wall jump, like for that strat, and then like immediately cap their dive to the pole. But I guess I didn't hold left when I did it, so I just died. That was great. So yeah.
Well, still taking a win by over a minute here. Can't be, too disappointed with that. And at this point, with Orolme getting a 102, max points would have been impossible anyways. So, because Orolme really popped off today. So, glad to see both runners getting solid times. Yeah, what's next on the schedule here? Definitely we've got some hot races planned for the rest of today. I don't know, schedule's not coming up for me today, but I'm sure you'll see on the intermission screen directly after this race. But it's been a pleasure commentating with you today. This great race, Chaos, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah.
Alright. Gonna say peace to you guys. Thank you for watching.